Hello and welcome back to our final video on this paper. Today we are going to complete the remaining questions. Let's get straight into it. Question 21 has given us a straight line that passes through two parallel lines. It is asking us to circle which of the letters is a corresponding angle to x. Corresponding angles form an F, so let's highlight that first. Now x is above our line, so our other angle must also be above our line and on the same side. That means it must be B. Question 22 says that Lucy wants to simplify 6a minus 7b minus 2a. She has the answer 4a minus 7b. We need to say whether she is correct or not. Let's do the question first and see. Firstly, we have to deal with the minus sign in front of that bracket. That minus sign changes the signs of everything inside that bracket. So the 7b becomes minus 7b and the minus 2a becomes 2a. 6a plus 2a gives us 8a. So we have 8a minus 7b. Therefore Lucy is wrong. She has forgotten that two minuses make a plus. The second part of the question is also asking us to check Lucy's work. She has 3p squared times 5p to the power of 7. She says we add the 3 and 5, then add the 2 and 7 to get an answer of 8p to the power of 9. She has done one of these calculations right and one of them wrong. When we multiply powers, we do add them, so she is correct for that. However, when we multiply our main numbers, we do not add them, we still multiply them, so she is wrong about adding 3 and 5. The final part of the question says that Lucy thinks of a number. When multiplied by 10, we get an answer that is the same as the answer we get if we divide 10 by that number. What is the number? The trick here is to think of a number that when we multiply or divide by, it doesn't change our number. There is only one number that does this, and that is the number 1. So our answer is 1. Question 23 says that Lily's age is 2 years and 4 months. Hugo's age is 1 year and 8 months. Write Lily's age in months as a fraction of Hugo's age in months. First, let's change both of their ages into months. Don't forget that there are 12 months in a year. That gives us Lily's age is 28 months and Hugo's age is 20 months. The question is asking for Lily's age over Hugo's ago, so that gives us 28 over 20. Now let's keep simplifying that fraction by dividing by 2 until we cannot do that anymore. If we do this, we get 7 over 5. Question 24 says, working alone. It takes Kevin 4 hours to paint an area of 12 meters squared. Kevin and Steve are going to paint an area of 24 meters squared. Kevin says working together at the same rate it will take us 8 hours because 24 is 2 times 12. Is he correct? If Kevin was working alone, it would take him twice as long, 8 hours, to paint an area of 24 meters squared. However, Kevin is having help from Steve, which means it won't take him as long to do as they think. It'll take them half the time. So it'll still only take 4 hours. Therefore, Kevin is wrong because it would take him 8 hours without help. Question 25 has given us an inequality to solve. We have 5x plus 6 is more than 3x plus 15. First, we need to find the side that has the least number of x's. That is the right-hand side. We are therefore going to take the 3x on the right away from the 5x on the left. That gives us 2x plus 6 is more than 15. Now we are going to do the opposite of the plus 6, which is minus 6. So we take 6 away from 15, which leaves us with 2x is more than 9. We only want to know what the value of 1x is, so we divide the 9 by 2, which gives us x is more than 4.5. For the next part of the question, we have a number line with a line connecting two circles together. Whenever you get a question like this, the first thing you want to do is to write the two numbers the circles are above on your number line with an x between them. Then write two less than signs between the numbers on the x. Now, pay attention to your circles. Our first one is colored in, so we need to change our first less than sign to a less than or equal to sign. Question 26 looks like a complicated question. We have a diagram of an octagon and we are told the lines of symmetry are equals 1 and y equals 5. Find the coordinates of Q. What's important to know is that Q is the same distance away from our lines of symmetry as P is. So all we need to do is work out the distances of each line from P and double the steps to get to Q. When we do this, we get 4, 16. Question 27 is all to do with standard form. We need to work out 2,000 times 70,000. It would be easier to convert everything to standard form first. 2,000 becomes 2 times 10 to the power of 3. 70,000 becomes 7 times 10 to the power of 4. Now we multiply the 2 by 7 to get 14. 10 to the power of 3 times 10 to the power of 4 gives us 10 to the power of 7 as we add the powers. This gives us 14 times 10 to the power of 7. This isn't in standard form as we have a number higher than 9 at the front. We need to change the 14 to 1.4 and increase the power by 1. This gives us 1.4 times 10 to the power of 8. Now let's have a look at the second part. Let's use the logic we used in the last part. 1.8 divided by 3 is 0.6. 10 to the power of 2 divided by 10 to the power of minus 1 is 10 to the power of 3 as we take away the powers. That gives us 0.6 times 10 to the power of 3. Now, the question asks for our number in ordinary form, so let's multiply our 0.6 by 1000 as 10 to the power of 3 is 1000. When we do this, we get 600. Question 28 is showing us a motorway with 4 points, A, B, C, and D. We are told the distance is C to D is 3 times the distance of A to B and that the distance of B to C is 25 miles. Salma drives from A to C. She drives for 30 minutes at an average speed of 62 miles per hour. Work out the distance of A to D. If we know Salma is driving for 30 minutes at 62 miles per hour, since she is only driving for half an hour so can only cover half the distance, so must have traveled 31 miles. This means that the distance between A and C is 31. Since we know that B to C is 25 and A to C is 31, that means that A to B must be the difference between these two numbers, so A to B must be 6. We then know that C to D is 3 times as long as A to B, so 3 times 6 is 18. This means that C to D is 18 miles. The question is asking us to work out the total distance. We know that A to C is 31 miles and C to D is 18, so we can add these together to get a total distance of 49 miles. Question 29 shows us a graph. We can see that as we progress in our graph, our values are decreasing. We need to decide which of the 4 options is correct. Since it is decreasing, we know we must be taking away or dividing. If we were taking away, we would be decreasing by the same amount, so our graph would be a straight line. This means it must be a division. That means that our answer is y equals k over x. Question 30 is asking us to write 200 as a product of our prime factors. When it comes to questions like this, I always start by dividing by 2. 2 goes into 200 100 times. 2 is prime, so we circle it. 2 goes into 150 times. 2 goes into 50 25 times. 2 does not go into 25, but 5 does 5 times. 5 is a prime number, so we circle it. We have 3 2s, so that gives us 2 to the power of 3. We have 2 5s, so that gives us 5 squared, leaving us with our answer of 2 to the power of 3 times 5 to the power of 2. Question 31 has given us a triangle and is asking us to find the length of x by using trigonometry. Since this is a non-calculator paper, this means we need to use a value of trigonometry we have memorized. Labeling our triangle gives us 10 centimeters as h, x is O, and the line going down is A. Since we have no information on A, we can cross it out. We have O and h, which is sine. This gives us sine 30 is equal to O over 10. Sine 30 is 0.5. This means we have 0.5 equals O over 10. Multiplying up by 10 gives us O equals 5. That means our missing side is 5 centimeters. Our final question is asking us to factorize x squared plus 7x plus 10. We need to find 2 factors of 10 that add to give us 7. Plus 5 and plus 2 are our 2 factors. So we can add these into our brackets to get x plus 5 and x plus 2. Thank you for watching another video. In our next video we will go over paper 2, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.